Through hate, violence, widespread unacceptance, and denial of their rights, the homosexual community has been branded as social outcasts. 1977 marked the year Harvey Milk, an openly homosexual man, won the position as one of San Francisco's 11 Board of Supervisors. This victory monumentalized Milk as the first avowed gay politician and led Milk to assert himself as a leader to the nation of homosexual individuals, giving a voice to the voiceless and serving as a pioneer that paved the way for the modern gay movement. Born on May 22, 1930, to a small Jewish family in New York, Milk had one older brother, Robert, and was well liked in school. Harvey, however, stated that he always felt different because of his confusion of his sexuality. Although something he didn't share until much later in his life, Milk stated that he acknowledged he was gay when he was 14. Milk moved to New York City, where he worked as a school teacher, a stock analyst, and a Wall Street investment banker, among other things. Tired by routine and his conservative lifestyle, Milk befriended gay radicals, listened to and shared their liberal views on Nixon, and adopted the new lifestyle of a hippie. Yearning for a change that more accurately matched his new persona, Milk decided to move to San Francisco, California, with his partner, Scott Smith, in 1972. In San Francisco, Milk and Smith opened a camera shop called Castro Camera in the Castro District, one of the first gay neighborhoods in the United States. Castro Camera became a sort of communal spot for the neighborhood, serving as a place for Castro residents to discuss their struggles and the unequal treatment they received because of their sexuality. Enraged by how he and his friends were treated, Milk decided to run for San Francisco Board of Supervisors to create change from within the political system that would make a more equal world for homosexuals. In 1973, Harvey Milk started his first political campaign. Although loved by Castro residents, Milk's hippie image was off-putting to the other citizens, causing him to place 10th out of the 32 candidates in the 1973 supervisor election. Although he lost, Milk became more widely known, which put him on the political map. In his concession speech, Milk stated, "I have tasted freedom. I will not give up that which I have tasted. I have a lot more to drink. For that reason, the political numbers games shall be played. I know the rule of their game now and how to play it." This claim was a promise that despite his failure, Milk was going to continue to pursue politics. Milk ran again and lost, but kept his hopes up and tried for the third time in 1977. After his third try, on November of 1977, Milk finally won and became city supervisor for District 5 of San Francisco. This win was groundbreaking for homosexuals, signifying him as the first openly gay person elected into politics, and forever making Milk the poster boy and pioneer of the gay rights movement. Harvey began his term by speaking out against Florida's Anita Bryant, a Christian fundamentalist who started the Save Our Children campaign in response to Dade County passing a civil rights ordinance making discrimination based on sexual orientation illegal. Moved by the dispute over the ordinance in Miami, Harvey sponsored a bill similar to it called the Gay Rights Bill. This bill made it illegal for anyone in California to discriminate based on sexual orientation. The bill passed with 10 out of the 11 supervisors voting for it, the opposer being Dan White, a Catholic and a former firefighter who was known for campaigning for the continuity of the family unit. In June of 1977, Senator John Briggs, with the support of Anita Bryant, announced Proposition 6, or the Briggs Initiative, that advocated for the legal removal of gay teachers in California public schools. Milk was disgusted with this bill and saw it as the epitome of bigotry and ignorance. Therefore he, along with San Francisco University professor and activist Sally Miller Gearhart, formed the United Fund to defeat the Briggs Initiative, making his intern, Cleve Jones, the head of it. Despite the efforts of Briggs, Bryant, and White, the proposition was defeated 2-1. This loss gave the gay community a major victory in the progress of their rights, established that their voice should and will be heard, and once again demonstrated how pivotal milk was in creating progressive change for homosexuals. Because milk united an otherwise ashamed community to come out and express their differences, he asserted himself as their leader, someone to look up to, not just a political official. A few weeks after the Briggs Initiative was opposed, Dan White resigned from his position of supervisor for District 6, claiming that he was dissatisfied with the city's politics. 4 days after his resignation, White changed his mind and went back to Mayor Moscone and asked to be reappointed, but Moscone refused. On November 27, 1978, an angry and disturbed Dan White made his way to City Hall and assassinated both Mayor Moscone and Harvey Milk.
I'm in the mayor's office.
As president of the Board of Supervisors, it's my duty to make this announcement. Both Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed.
People were devastated. The LGBT community's redeeming leader had been slain. He had died fighting for their rights. That night, over 30,000 people marched from Castro Street to City Hall to honor the lives of Moscone and Milk. Milk became a martyr, a national icon of gay progress. As Jean O'Leary, director of the National Gay Rights Advocates, put it, every movement needs its hero. And by his death, Harvey became a symbol, a rallying cry of never, never again. Dan White's trial was a mockery. The defense argued that the surfeit of junk food White was eating caused him to temporarily spiral into a mental psychosis and assassinate these two men. White was found guilty for 2 counts of voluntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 7 years and 8 months in prison. This travesty later became known as the Twinkie defense. This absurd and unjust sentence made the gay community irate and heartbroken for the disrespect shown to their leader and hero. In expression of their frustration, the White Night riots erupted. Despite his devastating death, Milk's legacy still lives on and continues to affect the lives of those today. Cleve Jones, the political science intern and the head of the United Fund to Defeat the Briggs Initiative, was distraught over Milk's death, but more importantly, inspired by his determination. In 1983, Jones founded the San Francisco AIDS Foundation with the mission of educating and helping people infected by AIDS, especially those most vulnerable, homosexuals. Jones also created the AIDS Memorial Quilt. This quilt is the world's largest community art project and memorializes the lives of over 85,000 Americans killed by AIDS. Without the influence of Harvey Milk and the hope he implanted in all those who loved him, these fantastic contributions Jones made to the world may never have existed. In addition, because of Milk's successful attempts of legitimizing the gay movement and gay progress, the recognition of homosexual rights is at an all-time high. Our political leaders have expressed their support for freedom of sexuality, and in 35 states, including Washington, D.C., same-sex marriage is legal. With the help of President Obama, the LGBT community has repealed the Don't Ask, Don't Tell Act, allowing homosexuals to be open about their sexuality while serving in the military. More anti-discriminatory laws have been implemented, allowing people to openly and pridefully express their sexuality.
He would become, after several attempts, one of the first openly gay Americans elected to public office. And his message of hope unashamed, hope unafraid, could not ever be silenced.
A national day in his honor, a postage stamp dedicated to his success, and schools named after him with the purpose of providing a safe haven for bullied homosexuals. Harvey Milk is memorialized in many ways, but the biggest impact he left was his legacy of hope.
That's all that's what it's about. Not about personal gain, not about ego, not about power. It's about giving those young people out there, now to the Pennsylvanians, hope. Gotta give them hope.